for the fourth segment of grade 12 accounting class in Peters College, Nigambo branch. So we completed a lesson called non-profit organization. So we prepared the financial statements of them and we came to the certain calculation regarding non-profit organization in the segment number 1, 2 and 3. Now we have moved to the new lesson, preparation of the financial statement based on incomplete records. So this is your lesson number 9, which belongs to grade 12 syllabus. So today we are going to discuss about this incomplete records. So this, from the heading itself you can realize about something. These informations are not completed. So usually we prepare the financial statements using completed transactions. So let me speak about the transaction. So transaction is any kind of resource change in assets, liability, capital, income or expenses which is owed to the business. So incomplete information. So let's see what does mean by this incomplete records. Business organizations prepare financial statements using transactional events. Also, in order to bring information to the stakeholders, the accounting process should be followed. So we call this is the basic requirement of accounting, or this is the objective of accounting. Accounting has been created to provide information to its stakeholders. Due to the following reasons, accounting entries may be incomplete. So, what are the reasons that accounting information can be incomplete? Imagine the people, those who have an accounting knowledge, they will be able to do the transaction using monetary value and record them in a proper manner and finally bring out a set of financial statement. But there are certain organizations who are not having a proper accounting system. So, my dear children, they are need of finding the final result of their transactions. So in that case, so they have to prepare the financial statement. First of all, let's see what does mean by this incomplete records and what are the reasons for them. Lack of accounting knowledge. So all the people, those who are doing or engaged in the business, are not having a knowledge of accounting. So the children like you all know the basic of the accounting, the preparation of the financial statement and the way that we conduct the accounting process and all. But when the owner or the business activities are not having a proper accounting knowledge, doesn't give you a kind of accounting information for decision making. So apart from that, no identification of the using financial statement. Some business organization and the owners are not willing to prepare the financial statement because they are not aware of the use of it or importance of it. So they are not neither, they are not having a kind of accounting process or they are not engaged in preparing financial statement. As third one, ignorance due to the cost of conducting accounting system. Now the present situation is not like earlier. And these days we use accounting packages to record the transaction, and from the package itself it will transfer to the ledger accounts and it will make a trial balance. From then the financial statement is prepared. Everything is systematic. Using these accounting packages you can get a proper set of financial statement than having anything in manual. So my dear children, what we are going to do is, these type of organization are not having any type of proper accounting system. Actually, the obtaining cost of these accounting packages is high. And apart from that, those who have the manual system also, we have to conduct a group of people to do this accounting process. So in that case, my dear children, so those who are not having the proper accounting knowledge and those who won't understand the importance of this, and those who think this is highly cost method, they are not preparing the financial statement or they are not conducting proper accounting system. And the non-maintenance of the transaction record in the methodical manner and the resultant problems confirm that it is an incomplete recording system. As an example, Budala, if you are in a kind of organization which is not maintaining proper set of accounting or which is not conducting accounting system, in case if you want to obtain a loan from a financial institute, so they will question from you about the financial statements. So at that moment, you will be get stuck there. As an example, even if you want to go for a personal loan or a business loan, so if you are telling that you are conducting a business, the financial institute will question about the transaction has been happened for some kind of period. So if you are not having a proper system, you should apply them into the system and bring out the financial statement. So incomplete records are not proper to provide to the stakeholders. So this lesson will teach you if you are having some kind of incomplete records, how to bring out them as complete records. So following are the situations which confirm the process is incomplete. How can you know this process is incomplete? There are certain type of business organization, though they conduct an accounting process, it's not proper. The reason is, you can see these type of situation in those organizations. Number one, relevant prime and books are not maintained. So my dear children, let me turn to the accounting process. Accounting process start with transaction and events. That means any kind of exchange in the resources between different parties. They are called transactions. So transaction and events are measured, identified using source document. So that is the first step in your accounting process. So source document provide information to prepare the prime entry books. What does mean by the prime entry books? We call them day books, journals. So these are the separate books which are maintained to record the same kind of transactions. So if a business organization is not having a separate records for the same set of transaction, we call them incomplete records. So if you are not seeing the proper set of prime entry books, you can see that that business organization has incomplete records. Second one, double entry accounting principle have not been followed. Those who are not having a knowledge about accounting, they won't be able to conduct the double entry system. Because the Luca Massioli has been introduced the double entry system to the world, and we follow debit and credit to record the transaction. But imagine the people who has not gone through some kind of accounting lesson. So they are not having the knowledge of using debit and credit. So if your system is not followed the debit and credit or the double entry system, we can say it's incomplete. But my dear children, when we come to the financial statement, we won't say this debit and credit. So do you know the reason for that? Because financial statements are referred by the people who are having the accounting knowledge and who are not having the accounting knowledge. So when we are providing information to the stakeholders, that should be able to understand by everyone, whether they have the knowledge or not. So therefore, my children, this, if you are not conducting the double entry system in your financial accounting system, we consider that system as incomplete records. And third one, single entry system is sure. That means, just imagine about the retail shop, a small boutique. Do you think that they are having some kind of proper accounting system like the other organization, like companies and all? No. The reason is they are in need of that. They want to understand the importance of it. So what they do is, whatever is happening in the business, they just make an art in a book. In your day-to-day life also, we can do that. So you write about the whatever you receive, whatever you pay, in just a single book. So that doesn't mean you are having some kind of accounting process. So my dear children, if you see these kind of situation, you can identify what is meant by incomplete, whether it's complete records or incomplete records. So first of all, I came to some kind of information about the business organization. Why don't they conduct proper accounting system. Then we came, how can you know this system is not, even they conduct something, how can you identify this system is not proper accounting system? Due to these situations. So if you are seeing any kind of situation like this in an organization, you can say these records are incomplete. So using them you cannot, at once you cannot take them to prepare financial statements. Because incomplete should make as complete records, then only you can bring out certain information to provide to stakeholders. So let's see how can we make this incomplete to the complete. The information can be converted to accounting data to make the financial statement. So as I told my dear children, the incomplete records are changed or converted into the accounting data, accounting information in two methods. Following methods can be identified to convert the incomplete records to financial information. So there are two methods. The first one is profit or loss equation method and the second one is conversion method. So my dear children, in the first method, profit or loss equation. I hope you can remember about this. We made this in the lesson number 2 when we were discussing about the accounting equation. Actually, what does mean by profit? The excess after your expenses. What does mean by loss? When your expenses are exceeding your incomes. So my dear children, we have some kind of method of calculating or converting incomplete records into completed one using profit and loss equation method. And the second method is conversion method. We are going to convert the single entry system or the incomplete ones into the complete one using double entry method. So I am going to extract the first one, profit and losses equation method. This method says that according to the changes of the net assets, profit or loss for the period should be calculated. Actually children, what is meant by this net assets? This is same as the capital of a business. The same as the capital of a business. So this method says that according to the change of net assets. So there can be changes in your capital. So using these changes occur in the capital, if you are going to use this information, so we call them, that is the method of finding out the profit or loss. So we have some kind of equation. So before I come to this equation, let me bring out some information which we went in lesson number 2. So there are 4 variations under the capital. Capital can be changed in these 4 situations. Number 1, additional capital. Additional capital. Number 2, incomes. Number 3, expenses. And number 4, drawings. The ownership of the owner is known as the capital that can be changed in 4 situations. They are called additional capital, income, expenses and drawings. So out of these 4, 2 items increases the capital. They increase the capital. Additional capital is added to the capital. And incomes, they are added. Expenses, they are deducted from the capital. Drawings, it decreases the capital. So my dear children, if not, there is a possibility of getting a net value between income and expenses. What do we call the difference between income and expenses? That is known as profit or loss. Profit or loss for the period. So how can the opening capital turn into the closing capital? Let's see the word. The opening capital should be added with the additional capital and income should be added. and the expenses should be deducted and the drawing should be deducted, and you can receive the closing value of the capital. If you start with some amount, additional capital added, incomes added, expenses deducted and the drawings deducted, and you receive how much we have at the end of some kind of accounting period. So we'll turn into these equations. Closing capital equals opening capital plus additional capital. As I told this, closing capital equals opening capital plus additional capital plus profit. I have written additional capital and profit. Profit means the difference between income and the expenses. So the net figure of this is added, and we have deduction called drawings. So this is the net asset equation. How to find the closing capital? Closing capital equals opening capital plus additional capital plus profit and minus drawings. And when we turn to the profit, let's subject the profit to the keep the profit in this side, we'll extract the other information to the other side. So the closing capital minus opening capital minus additional capital and plus drawings. So using this method, we will be able to find out how much is the profit or loss for the period. So if you are not in need of maintaining double entry system in a business, so you can follow this equation method to see whether you have earned a profit or loss. So let me come to the summary of this equation. Equity can be changed, the capital can be changed in 4 situations. They are called additional capital, income, expenses and the drawings. So income, the difference between income and expenses are known as the profit or loss. Additional capital and incomes, they increase the capital, expense and drawings, they decrease the capital. So anyway, the difference between income and the expenses are identified as profit. So how to find the profit? Profit equals opening capital, closing capital minus opening capital minus additional capital plus drawings. Now some informations are given to find out the requirement is net profit or loss. So that means you are requested to find the net profit or loss. But look at the board. Informations are given for 1st of April 2019 and 31st of March 2020. So it seems that opening balances and closing balances are given. So let's extract this information. During the year, drawings are as follows. Cash 10 per month. There is a specific word per month. So per annum, if you are going to find out the profit or loss per annum, we have to go for multiplication. Motor vehicle drawing is there of 100. The owner introduced 56 and 300 value machines. So my dear children, this is about the additional capital, this is about the drawings, and opening capital and the closing capital you can take from here. So we can apply everything into the equation and find the balance. So let's turn to that. So my dear children, I will take you to find out the opening capital. And then we can find closing capital. So how can we find the capital? I hope you can remember about the basic accounting equation. Assets equal capital plus liability. If you want to find out the capital, assets minus liabilities. I am going to apply that here. Land opening 5,000. These are assets. Opening 5,000 and closing 7,000. Machinery opening 4,200. Closing 4,100. Investments opening 700 and closing 1,200. After that we have creditors. We will leave some space and record liabilities. Come to the values of liabilities. Creditors. I'm sorry, children. I have recorded the land value, motor vehicle value, and machinery value, and the investment opening is 0, nothing is there, and the closing 560. That means during the year you would have invested in somewhere. Creditors 75 and 90, opening 75 and 90. Bank overdraft opening 40, and there is no closing bank OD. Inventory opening 420 and closing 540. Then we have bank loan. It's a liability. Opening 900, closing 750. Then debtors is an asset. Opening 1100, closing 1800. Cash 1850 and closing 2100. Prepaid expenses, prepayments, asset 60 opening and no closing. Accrued expenses, it's a liability. Opening 40 and closing 20. First of all, we'll find out the opening capital and the closing capital. So let's take the total of assets. Total of the asset at the beginning of the year is 13,430. We'll find the total of the liabilities. That is 1055. So my dear children, you have to take the difference between 13,430 and 1055. So your opening capital is 13,375. Let's find the closing assets. It's 17,300 and the liability should be that is 860. So 17,300 minus 860 and 16,440 is your closing capital. So now we have to apply this information into the profit equation. So what is the profit equation? Profit or loss equals capital 2. That means closing capital minus opening capital minus additional capital and plus drawings. So we have the information for them. Capital number 2 means the closing capital. Closing capital is 16,440. From this we have to deduct opening capital, that is 12,375 and the additional capital. During the year the owner has provided 56 and 300 value machines. So totally he has given 356, but drawings is added here. How much is his drawings? Motor vehicle 100, cash 10 per month. There are 12 months, so 120. 100 plus 120, total become 220. So let's find the information of these. So what do we have? 16,440 to be deducted with these information, and 220 is added. The addition of these two is 12,731. So 3,709 is the answer, that is to be added with drawings 220. So your profit for the period is 9293, 3,929. So how did we find that, children? We use the opening information, closing information. From the opening information, we extracted the assets separately and liabilities separately. The difference between assets and the liabilities is known as opening capital, that is taken, and we extracted the closing information, assets separately, liabilities separately. We took the answer between closing assets and the closing liabilities. We got the answer for opening capital. Then we got the total value of drawings. We got the value of additional capital. They are applied to the profit equation and found the profit for the period. This answer is a plus value. So the plus value represents the value of profit for the period. And if you are receiving a kind of minus figure, that shows a loss for the period. So my dear children, I hope this is clear to you. So let's come to a table like this. Exercise number 3. So calculate the relevant opening capital 200, closing capital 750, additional capital 20, profit or loss to be found, and the drawing. So what can you do? You can apply this information into the profit equation and find the figure which has not been given. So when you are finding this, some informations are hidden. You are requested to get the answer of them, and sometimes the profit has given within bracket. So that means you are having a negative profit. It shows a loss occurred in the business. So we'll write the equation. Profit or loss equals closing capital minus opening capital minus additional capital plus drawings. So my dear children, we'll take this information. Opening capital is given 200 and closing capital 750, additional capital 20, and drawings become 70. So you can get the answer here. 750 should be deducted with 220. So answer is 530. And with 70, so the profit for the period is 600. Let's turn to the second business, column B. So requirement is opening capital. Anyway, opening capital blank. The closing capital 975. Opening capital C1 to be found. Additional capital minus 130. And there is no profit. Instead of that, we have a loss of 45 and the drawings are 25. So we have to subtract the opening capital. So the total of this is 1000. 1000 minus 130, 870 minus C1 equals minus 45. Because it's a loss. So we'll change these two. C1 opening capital equals 870 minus has become plus 45. C1 opening capital, the value is 950. So only thing is you have to keep that space for the relevant information and find that. Let's come to the business C. Opening capital is provided 550 but no closing capital. C2 is the requirement. During the year no additional capital provided, and again we have a loss in this year 130 and drawings 120. So my dear children, you can take the difference between these two. Minus 130 equals C2, and the difference between these two is minus 430. So we'll extract this information to this side. It will become plus 430 and minus 130 equals closing capital. The answer is 300. That means the value of the closing capital become 300. And we'll turn to D and E. This is D. Opening capital given 1020. Closing capital 970. Additional capital 100. Profit 60. The requirement is drawings. So we have 970 plus value, 1120 minus figure and the drawings. This side we have 60. So we have 150, a negative value, 60 here plus D. We'll take this 150 there. 150 is to be added with 60 equals the drawings value. So it becomes 210. Now let me turn to the business E. Opening capital given 975. Closing capital, opening capital 975, closing capital 1600. Additional capital is the requirement. Profit is 0. Profit is 40 and drawings become 0. So the difference between these two is 625 minus additional capital, and we have 40 here. We cannot keep this minus, so I have taken additional capital the other side. 625 minus 40, 585 is the additional capital amount. So my dear children, these blanks were filled with the profit equation, using the profit equation, and some other informations are given for the additional as exercise number 4. So let's see that too. Total assets opening, total liabilities opening. So we can take the difference between these two. Total assets minus total liabilities will give you the opening capital. Opening capital 3,300, and these two give you the closing capital value 6,580, and the liability 2,900. So the closing capital value is 3,900. 3,680. After that, what do we have? Additional capitals is there. Monthly drawings is 7. So shall we apply all this information into the profit equation to find out the profit or loss? So what are the information that they have given? Closing capital we found 3,680, and we have written down the opening capital of 3,300. Additional capital 270, cash and inventory 130. The addition of that becomes 400. And the drawings, monthly drawings is 7 into 12, 84. So here we have the difference between these two is 380 minus 400 plus 84. That means 484 and 380. $464 minus 400. So the profit or loss for the period become as 64. I hope this is clear to you. Anyway, you have to think only about this information to tell capital. In order to find the profit or losses for the period, we can use the profit equation, that is closing capital minus the opening capital and the additional capital what you have read the drawings. In order to find any other figure, you can change the equation or subject the relevant figure and find the information. So when the informations are incomplete, you can apply this equation and find the information that you need. So after that, I discussed there are two methods, Putala. So out of these two methods, the next part comes to the conversion method. So in order to find the capital, you can use something, some kind of statement or an account. So what is that? How to find the capital in using these incomplete records? So we have a statement. We call it statement of affairs. I hope you can remember about this. We made this in non-profit organization also. So what is the purpose of this? In non-profit organization, we prepare statement of affairs to find out the accumulated fund. But here it's different. This is a ledger account which is prepared to find capital of an organization using assets and liabilities. So the difference between assets and the liabilities are known as capital. So we are using a ledger account to show that. Statement of affairs can be prepared using opening capital balances to find opening capital, but if it is used to closing balances, that gives the closing capital. So it's depend on the information given. Anyway, it's a ledger account. The assets usually they carry debit balances, so the total assets values are recorded in the debit side and the liabilities are recorded in the credit side. When you go to balances account, you can find the difference in the credit side. We call it as capital. So statement of affairs is prepared to calculate the opening or closing capital of a business. If you use opening balances, it gives you opening capital. If you use the closing balances, it gives you closing capital. So my dear children, the informations are given to prepare the statement of affairs. Okay, I hope it's easy for you. We'll go for a ledger account. SOA stands for Statement of Affairs. The purpose of this is to find the capital. Following balances are extracted as of 1st of January 2020. So these are opening information of an organization. We have cash 57,000. Bank is an asset 130,000. Creditors liability 26,000. Debtors is an asset. value is 14,000. Bank loan 200,000. Accrued expenses 15,000 is a liability. Building an asset, it's a non-current asset. Value is 2,700,000. Motor vehicle 630,000. Lease creditor, a lease asset would have taken, so lease creditor is 71,000. Land value is 3,600,000. So my dear children, the requirement is to find the capital. So what we have to do is have to total the asset side and balance this account. So in our asset side we have total value is 7,131,000. So we can recall that here also. Now let's find the difference here. So we have 6,819,000 as capital of the business. So how did we prepare this? We extracted all the assets value to the debit side and all the expenses liabilities to the credit side, and the difference between assets and the liabilities are taken, and we call that liabilities capital. So using the profit equation also you can find out about the capital, and if you prefer incomplete records to convert into the complete records, you can use the statement of affairs also. Converting incomplete records in double entries. As I told you, we can use the profit equation to find the profit or loss. If not, we can bring this system incomplete into the complete in a different method. So what is that? In order to prepare the financial statements, incomplete records are converted into the double entries using the ledger accounts. The information should record in ledger accounts as follows. So how can we use this? When a list of informations are given, you record one by one in the ledger accounts and find out the balances. As an example, Putana, we'll come to the transactions are given. If you are given with the debtors balance, credit sales, cash received from debtors, sales return, discount allowed, you can prepare the debtors control account. So I'm going to do that. Debtors. Usually they have balance brought forward in debit side and the sales in credit debit side. We have bad debts, cash, discount, return, and balance carried down. So, if any incomplete records are given, imagine all these informations are given but you are not debtors. But you have to prepare the statement of financial possession. So what can you do? Record everything according to the double entry system, and this information goes to SOFP. Imagine you have all the other information excluding cash. Sorry, sales. So record everything, balance the account and find the figure called sales. Imagine you have all the other information but not given the cash collected from debtors. So record all the other information, keep this as a blank and find that. So that is how you are going to convert your information, incomplete information to complete information. Now let's see. If you are given the creditors balance, creditors purchase, credit purchase, cash paid to creditors, you can prepare the creditors control account. Example, creditors. They have the balance brought forward usually in the credit side, purchase, cash, debit side, return, debit side, discount received from creditors in debit side, and balance carried down. If you have all the other information other than the purchase value, prepare a creditors account, record all the information, keep this as a blank and find that. So you will be able to find the purchase and that can be extracted into income statement. So the closing balance of the creditors is taken into SOFP and this is to income statement. So using these incomplete records, imagine if you are not given the cash paid to creditors, blank this place and record all the other information, tally your account and find that. So that is how you are going to convert the incomplete into complete. So same thing will happen to other information also. Putala. Capital can be found using statement of affairs as we did in the previous one. Cash, balance, payment receipt or whatever. If you need any kind of cash information, you can come to a cash book. Balance brought forward usually comes in debit side. All the type of receipt, record them in the debit side, and all the type of payments in credit side, balance carried down. So you can prepare the ledger accounts and find the closing balances. So you can record this closing balance in SOFP under current asset. And after that we have expenses and income. So if we prepare two ledger accounts for expenses and income, we can have them like this. This is for expenses. If you have opening accrued, balance brought forward, opening prepaid, BBF, closing accrued, balance carried down, closing prepaid, balance carried down, cash paid, and income statement, the amount to be transferred to the income statement. So you can record the other information and find out the missed figure. So same thing will happen to the incomes also. If you are preparing an account for incomes, if you have received in advance at the beginning, balance brought forward. If you have receivable, balance brought forward in debit side, closing advance, balance carried down in debit side, closing receivable, balance carried down in credit side, and the cash received in debit side of income account, and this is income statement, how much to be recorded in income statement. So my dear children, there are two types of method that you can follow. Those are equation method and the conversion method. In the equation method, we discuss the profit can be find out using this information, and in conversion method, we can prepare the ledger accounts and find the relevant information. So my dear children, we discussed about the converting incomplete records to financial statements, there are two methods. One is the equation method, the other one is conversion method. So I hope it's clear to you. So if you are requested to find out the profit or loss, the closing capital, opening capital, you can go to equation. And if you need a proper set of financial statement to convert your incomplete into complete, so we follow the double entry system, that means conversion method. So thank you so much for watching this, my dear children. I hope to do calculation of incomplete records in segment number 4. Thank you and may God bless you.